They're going to have a parade here, Memorial Day. All the veterans signed up. So I signed up. And I wasn't going to put anything down there. Because I put down radio operator.
Yeah.
So finally I give them all the data. Radio operator, gunner. I enlisted in 1941, December 29th, when they were talking war and all that baloney.
Did you think you'd get sent to the Pacific?
Yeah, I did. A lot of people did. Yeah, Paul Scheckman is a friend of mine. We enlisted together. We both went to Camp Devens in Massachusetts for 6 weeks. And then we both went to radio school in Scottsfield, Illinois. And then I went into gunnery, and I took the exam to go to gunnery combat. It was right outside of Dallas. It's on the Rio Grande, biggest gunnery school.
Yeah.
You had to get 800 marks with 35 and 50 caliber machine gun into the sleeve, or else you don't graduate. So I was lucky. I got about 820, something like that. Yeah. It was tough because you fly over the Rio Grande in an AT-6. You're in the turret with a 35 millimeter machine gun one day. The next day you're in a 50 millimeter, and you got to get it into the sleeve. You got to protract. In other words, you got to lead it or lag it.
Yeah.
Coming in on no leave and no breath. We coming in on the way.
We used to go over northern Italy. Yeah, over northern Italy, over the mountain, plus the oil fields. 43 and 44. Bombed them about 4 times from 10,000 feet. That's like blowing up from here to there. When you hit the bombs with 500-pound and 1,000-pound bombs,
yeah,
the grass would come into Bombay.
There's nothing in front of the infantry except the enemy. There's nothing in front of the infantry except the enemy.
Who knew what was going on? We were all young and crazy, and volunteered for everything like a nut. Even the combat. When I got out of gunnery school, I volunteered for the combat. I was married then. I got married on a 3-day pass. Well, in Dorchester, Rabbi Jacobson's office there. Fast, like Justice of the Peace. 1, 2, 3, Hail Mary. Yeah. That day, I'll never forget it. It poured from the minute we got there. My father accused Edie of marrying me for the $10,000. I had a couple other friends when I went on vacation one time. I don't know where the hell it was, but we went to someplace and for 2 or 3 days in army uniform, on the beach and stuff, and khakis. Well, I had 2 furloughs, but I didn't come back to the States because I didn't want to go back and forth. It was too hard to break away. I ended a master sergeant. They made me head of communications. I was in charge of a whole bunch of guys, and I have to call roll call. I was in charge of the 346 bomb squadron, and everybody in there had a report. At 5:30 in the morning, I had to stand outside, and they had reveille, and then they'd take their roll call. I had to do that. It was a pain in the ass.
Gee, Doc, I'm only human. It's a biological urge.
We didn't say it was criminal. We just said if you did to protect yourself. You were taught to pull in your rear when bullets were flying over you, weren't you?
Sure, Doc, but...
Then why the hell expose your front?
Unbelievable. They'd go to Mexico, across the border, go to Mexico for the weekend. They'd all come back with crabs. That was a famous saying by this Dr. Hughes.
Yeah.
He was a major. He said, be careful now, they're all dolled up on the outside and all dosed up on the inside. we had the general in front of us, General up the Grove. He was the head of the 346 Bomb Squadron, and we were the second plane. He was the first plane over the target all the time, but he had a lot of protection. We had a lot of P-38s, P-51s, always with us. We never was over the target without an escort, because the general was there.
What did you do on when the war was over, on D-Day?
I didn't do nothing. Hooray, yeah, good, glad it's over. But I think I was on the way home when the Japanese war was over. Here's the payoff. Flew all during the goddamn war. They had me on an airplane. Coming home, they put me on a boat. 40 days to get back to the States. And then I had a guy, his name was Crawford. When we landed in North Africa there, in Udna, he went looking for souvenirs, you know. Son of a bitch, he got blown up. Huh. He picked up a live thing. Nice looking kid. I can see his face. Huh. Nice kid. Timid. It's all luck.